Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11 we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good afternoon. That's right. It's 18 Isaac Tesla days away from opening day. How's everybody doing? It's another hump day. And I actually have a couple topics before we get to the Ask the Host section. Yesterday, while we were live, Laporta returned to practice. Granted, he's only doing team events right now, not the actual thing, but practicing with the team again. That's a good thing. And also, after practice yesterday, Mekhi Wingo activated last night after team activities concluded. So that means we got about, 10, 15 days left of Broderick Martin? That would be my guess, is he'd be the first one out. So, what do you think of that? About those two things? Laporta returning, actually practicing with the trainers on the sidelines and everything else. And Mekhi Wingo activated. I think it's great news because now we got more depth at the interior O-line until Aleem McNeil returns. Put it in the comments. What do you think so far? Laporta is back at practice ahead of schedule. They said week 1 or 2. Oh, Jesus. I don't have a stepson. I'm not married. But okay. Yes, yes. There we go. Ricky Seacott. And tonight will be the NFL roundtable. Mountain Dew. Yeah, it's in the fridge. I just got to get one. Industrial size, just like me. Yes. Yes, it does. Because it's been such a slow off season. But getting Bryce Underwood and his teammate Hittier, the running back in, I think it's great. Tigers won their 75th game in a walk-off walk in the 10th inning, 1-0. Neither team could hit because both pitchers were dealing the entire game. One to two. 1-2. I try not to drink more than one. Just this one. The 1 1/4 liter is supposed to be what, let's see, 3.5 servings. So that's 3 12-ounce cans. That's it. Oh, I know. But I want to go over our linebacker room and see if you agree with me. One guy might be a placeholder till one returns. And this, am I worried about the Bears? No. I'm actually not worried about the Bears because it's a brand new everything. And we saw what Caleb looked like in the beginning last year. It looked okay, but it wasn't great. They were barely winning games. They had a good defense, but their offense wasn't that good. So, and a matter of fact, a couple of those games, if it wasn't for the defense, they wouldn't have won. He only threw 20 touchdowns all year. Yes, he only had 6 interceptions. They only won 5 games. I don't expect as much as everybody else. I think they'll be better than last year. I think they're a 7-8, maybe a 9-win team. But if if the wide receivers for Minnesota keep going down faster than girls on payday at a naval base, you know. But let's go over this linebacker room. We know, of course, the top three as of right now, because one's injured, is Jack Campbell, Alex Anzalone, and Derek Barnes. Grant Stewart, I think, is in there. Zach Cunningham. Malcolm Rodriguez is injured, so they're going to keep him because he's on the IR to come back active. And Trevor Nowoski. I think that's our base. I think these guys are the on the bubble or on the way out. Anthony Pittman, Ezekiel Turner. That guy misses more tackles than most people miss paychecks. And Deron Gilbert, who's been awful all preseason. Even though both of them have been here a year, I think Pittman will be the placeholder for Malcolm Rodriguez to get out if he stays on the roster at all. I think we'll keep the 6 and just keep that other option for Malcolm Rodriguez to come back off of IR. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but I'm just going off of what I've seen. Stewart is a capable linebacker. He's an okay returner, but he needs to work on his ball security. We've seen that. As a matter of fact, for right now, I almost would have Nowoski because of the familiarity with the team above Grant Stewart on the depth chart. And then Trevor Nowoski will slide down once Rodriguez goes back unless he's having a great season. Does anybody disagree with that? I'm more worried about the top 5 teams we got to play on the road. You got Washington, you got Philly, you got the Ravens, you got the Chiefs, even though it's still the Chiefs. And I think the Bengals come here, or are we at Cincinnati? If we're at Cincinnati, that's a different animal. If they're here, it's a different animal. Because if it's outside, and I don't care what time of year it is, that offense is dangerous outside. In a dome, they're okay. Sometimes great. But that defense is awful. And if they don't pay Trey Hendrickson, he'll be checked out. He'll still play good because he's looking for his next contract. I'm actually less worried about the secondary this year than last year. So I'm going to put my worry about the secondary at on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least, 10 being the highest. 4. Last year I said I was at a 5. I was on the fence whether it'd be good or bad because I just didn't know. This year I put it at a 4. I'm less worried about it than I was last year because it seems like we got a system that's working. The front 7 in the specifically the front 4 with Hassanin only going to be out anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks at most, which means he'll be back by week 10 to start to come back. It's not that bad because we got people coming off the pup list by mid to end of September, right when we are getting into the beginning and the hard weeks coming up to make more depth. Um, I'm not that I'm not as worried about it as everybody else because I like what I see, even with the vanilla defense. The more blitzing I'm seeing out of Calvin Shepard's defense, even in the preseason with the backup. We haven't seen starters on the field yet, so I'm not worried. We've seen what Tate Ratledge and Fleet Williams as far as the starters. We haven't seen Kirby Joseph or Branch out there. We haven't seen Terrion Arnold or DJ Reed. Joint practices, I believe, begins either today or tomorrow with the Texans. So, a great question, Ricky. I like that one. But you know how I feel about that because I've been talking about it all the time. I think Al Qadim Muhammad, the way he's played, which hasn't been great all preseason or in the camp, and we've heard about this that he's been a bubble player for over half the camp. That he'll be the placeholder for Hosni, him or Pascal. Wingo coming back, if he's ready by week 1, you won't see Martin on the active roster. I'll make that prediction right now. You'll see Cooper before you see Martin. And that's sad because Cooper's a UDFA. But we are Isaac Tesla days away from the season opening in actual real football with starters on the field. The extension of the preseason. That's exactly what it is. Don Burr, it's great to see you in here. I haven't seen you for a while in the live, and I'm happy that you're back because I love your takes. I have Chicago Bear fans that come on my show and they're like, "We expect a better season. Do I expect us to be great? No. Do I expect us to be better? Yes." And that's exactly where I'm at because they had a great defense. If they had better coaching on the offense, they might have been a better team. But I don't expect it to be leaps and bounds. Do you think Michigan wins probably their long year appeal with the NCAA with the evidence coming out showing Central Michigan acted alone and it had no ties to Michigan? It might. I hope they do because I think that wasn't it. Was it a bowl ban? It was a playoff ban, correct? I still don't think they're quite a playoff team this season. I think it's next season that Michigan's a playoff team. I'm just trying to keep it real. I didn't see them as a playoff team this year. I just saw them better than last year. I don't think we'll have as many close games due to bad quarterback play. I think the secondary is a little worse for wear than it was last year. Don't forget we got Ray Lopez. Is Ray Lopez, or did he hit the IR? I forget. Oh, I want to look at the injured reserve before I stick my foot in my mouth. In your opinion, who do you think is going to have the best, barring catastrophic injuries? I think it's going to come down to the Broncos, Chiefs. Let me think. In the Bills. Um, I'm not sold on the Ravens being the best team in the East because no matter how much we look at it, they still got Lamar Jackson in the playoff. They might end up with the best record and still bounce out by the second week of playoff. It just I can't trust Lamar Jackson to get them over the hump. They got everything there. They've had everything there, and he can't do it. I think him and Josh Allen have the same mental problem. PMTSD. Patrick Mahomes, traumatic stress disorder in the playoff. Yeah. Roy Lopez is there. Pat O'Connor's still here. So there's some guys there for depth that'll be placeholders for Aleem the Dream. I think we're going to keep as many of our defensive ends that we can. And the reason why is we need a heavy rotation to keep Davenport healthy so he doesn't become Davenpoop or Davenhurt again. And I still feel like in the cut week we're going to see Zardarius Smith sign. That's just me. And if that happens, bye bye Pascal. As soon as he comes off the pup. That's just my opinion. Because if Davenport's depth, that's a huge difference. And Davenport has done some great things at camp. Things that we haven't seen him done before, like owning Panay School for even one day. Who would have thought it? Hutch has been doing Hutch things again. So what else you got for me? What other questions you got? Because I love this. I love interacting with you guys. This is the highlight of my day. Monday was a mental health day. That's all I got. to us out there, Huddle fans, Lions fans, and I don't even care if it's Packers, Bears, and Vikings fans. You got anything to say? Say it. Ooh, one sleeper from the NFC and one from the AFC. From the AFC, I'm going to say the Patriots. I think they're the best bet sleeper coming out of the AFC East because Miami looks like they're floundering, and God only knows what you're going to have with the Jets. NFC, I mean, a lot of people want to say the Falcons. I say Carolina. I say the Panthers. I think the Cardinals might win the West because Stafford is an injury away from retirement. And he already hurt his back once where he had to miss almost all of practice. He returned to practice today. Good for him. But he's an injury away from the retirement home. Kelly has begged him 2 years in a row to retire. Let's not forget that. Because she doesn't want her husband to be a cripple. She may be loud, obnoxious. She may have cheated on him in college with his roommate and backup quarterback just to get him to go out with her. But you know what? Or to get her to him to have a relationship with her because they were already dating. He wanted it. She wanted something more. She does care about him. So there's that. I think they're a year away. I think they're a year away. I like Ashton Genty. But I don't know if he's a true number one. I think he needs a speed complement. He needs a Gibbs. He's more of a Monty or a Jacob Sailors or a Craig Reynolds. He needs a Gibbs Vaki type of back, somebody with more speed, more elusive to go with him. I think the best overall running back this draft went to the Chargers and Amarian Hampton. I think the Cowboys made a huge mistake not drafting him. That's just me. I think Cowboys dropped the ball there big time. But if Stafford gets injured, oh yes, you're absolutely right. But young Davis didn't have as much hate for him as old Al Davis did before he died, evidently. Man, I love talking to you guys. I'm gonna take a quick station. Quick one.
Turn it up, it's that time again. Jeremy B. Lines, he's your best friend. Every weekday, Evan, you know the vibe. He's shouting one ride with that rockin' drive. Rolling up the scene, light up that fire. Jeremy's in the booth, taking us higher. With a grin and a laugh, he's got the crowd in a blaze. Smoking at the haters in a rock star haze. The stories that inspire and riffs that will ignite. When one pride echoes, everything feels right. Jeremy B. lives every day at 11. Yelling one B ride like we're in rock heaven.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
God, I love that in a way. The music's great. I just wish the lyrics were better. I'd use that as the intro more if it was better lyrics. That's why I use the hip hop one for the intro. That and it's more Detroit. Yeah, I love the tune, but the lyrics are better on the other one. I mean, but Ricky, Don Burr, haven't seen Smoking Dad yet. I hope he's okay. Also, haven't seen Bros. But we got Dave Eastman and Ricky liking the post on Facebook. We got a few watching on Twitter. It's great. Thank you so much, guys. But if you have any questions, put it in the chat. I want to hear it. We already know what the starting O line is going to be. They've said it over and over again. Decker, Mahogany, Glasgow, Ratledge, and Sewell. And the Ratledge was quoted yesterday. He goes, Sewell makes it easy for me to be great. You can't ask for a better quote out of a rookie than that. And with Rashawn Slater getting hurt for the season, I think the best tackle in football right now is Sewell, hands down. Decker's healthy, back practicing every day. He's not missing practices unless it's a day off. Suddenly, the O-line's able to catch up with the defense. Imagine that. Hey, Motown Mitch. With his usual stuff. I am doing great, brother. But, okay, you're drafting number one overall in a giant fantasy draft. All players active in the NFL. Who am I taking number one and why? For me, personally, if it's a PPR, are we going PPR or are we going straight up fantasy? Because there is a difference. Because if it's not PPR, I would go running back, and it wouldn't be Christian McCaffrey. I would go either Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, or Nick Chubb. I think Nick Chubb is going to be huge with Mixon being out for the Texans. As long as that O-line can open up the middle, which that was what they were good at last year. They weren't good at opening up around the edge, and Nick Chubb is a north and south run down the middle type of guy. Oh, just building a football team, no fantasy, real life. I'm going Panay Sewell number one. And probably if he's there on the next round, Aiden Hutchinson. That'd be my first two picks. Number one, both of them young. Number two, both of them will be re-signed in Lions for another 4 years, 5 years. I'm keeping them both. I'm going trenches first. Wide receiver probably in the third and fourth round. Running backs in the fourth and fifth or sixth round. Then I'll get a quarterback. Once you have your trenches set and you got your weapons set, then you can plug and play a quarterback. Because you know what? Yeah, but if you don't have a great O line to protect them, I don't care. I'm not going Josh Allen first overall. Because if that's the case, I would go Pat Mahomes, who owns Josh Allen in the playoffs. That's just me. Until he beats Pat Mahomes in the playoffs, he's just Josh Allen. Regular season greatness. He's for the Bills what Stafford was for the Lions. Puts up great numbers, gets you to the playoffs, and doesn't get you to the end game. And right now, we can say the same thing about Goff. But I think that's more about what we didn't have playing and what play calling we had in that playoff game than on Goff last year. And the play calling went away against the 49ers. Knee-jerk reaction to the fumble, the bounce pass, all of that. All of that happened in a short span of time. None. None. I don't think it's Goff. The defense gave up 39 points last year. Did the turnovers help? No, but two of them had to drive the length of the field pretty much, and the defense couldn't stop them. One of them was a pick six. The other two did not equal scores. So I don't get why everybody's putting it all on the offense. We scored 31 points on offense with the turnovers. You scored 31 points, your defense is worth it. Would have been half as good as they were. Let's see. Who did we play right after the Bills? A close game. If your defense would have been half that good, you'd have beat the Commanders, Foreskins, Redskins, whatever you want to call them. Hey, there he is. the one, the only, Smoke. About time. Mikai Wingo was activated yesterday, Dad. Sam Laporta practiced yesterday. We found out right after the show was over, so I was right. He'll be back before week 1. That pretty much concludes all the news today, except, Danny Dimes is starting for the Colts. That's something I said would happen. Joe Flacco is starting for the Browns. Lo and behold, I said that too. What else will be right? I've talked about other teams and been right. Caleb has struggled getting Ben Johnson's offense down. Has it looked good at times? Yes. Has it looked bad at times? Yes. Why? It's the second-year quarterback with a new coach, learning a new system. Chicago doing Chicago things. That's why he might be sucking cobs again this year. And let's not forget, we are this close. 18 days. 18. Isaac Tesla away from opening day. And all of us are just like this. But I want to thank everybody for hopping in. And it's that time where we're getting ready to play a certain team right in their house. Week 1, 18 days away. Let's hope Sheila Ford Hamp keeps the stock right where they belong, that we don't lose them all in week 1. Because it's FTP. Fuck the pack. Don't forget, 2 years running, Kings of the North. Not a flash in the pan, people. You don't do it 2 years in a row with one of them being the best records in the NFL. How many 15-2 seasons will we see in the 17-game era? We don't know, but by 2030, I guarantee you there'll be 18, and that'll change. This has been Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B on the Huddle Sports Network, in Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions, on Twitter with Rob and Ken's Twitter, also copied into mine, also on the main event in the Ford Mysteries. Have a great night, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, yo, it's game time, ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. From NFL rumors to the latest trends, we got all your sports, just tune in, my friends. Catch Catch us on Roku, Fire Stick, take your pick. Facebook, YouTube, where the action's slick. Daily shows that drop like a bomb. From 10 to 11, it's Ken and Ken, stay calm. Huddle up, catch the vibe, feel the rush. Get your news, get your fills in the clutch. Over 27 podcasts, we breaking it down. Join the team, Huddle Sports, wear the crown. Live every weekday, it's how we roll. Lions Talk with Jeremy B, we taking a stroll. From 11 to 12, don't miss a beat. We break down the game, make the info sweet. The Daily Huddle Podcast, noon to 1. CST Zone, we're just having fun. Toss your doubts, we bring the facts. Tune into the Huddle.